If you're interested in success, this is the video to watch. Welcome, my name is Rosh, and I teach the combination code to creative entrepreneurs just like you. And in this video, I'm offering a success guide. Now, if you're really serious about success, you need to watch this video all the way through. If you're just looking for some quick tips, I have a video at the end of this video, you can even catch it right here, that offers a few tips to get you going. But if you're ready for success, understanding what you need to do and how to build a successful life, career, and business, keep watching because I have some great information for you. The first thing that you need to do in the process of developing a successful life, career, or business as an entrepreneur is to understand what is not success. What is not a successful career? What is not a successful entrepreneurial venture or business or relationship? Once you understand what is not, then you can start there in terms of developing what is. Because a lot of times we make a big mistake in our quest for success. Because we think success is $1 billion. We think success is a huge house. Quite often we think success are things. I have to tell you, I'm rather humbled by the fact that I've had an opportunity to experience a lot of success. And a lot of that success has to do with the experiences of life. Yes, money has played a part in that success, but it's only part of the picture. If you want a successful life, you need to make it a well-rounded life. Because I know a lot of people who are very unsuccessful with a lot of money. They have tons of money, all the money they could ever need, but they're very unsuccessful people in life. So think about, what are the things that are important to you? I've had the opportunity to write books. I never thought in the beginning of my career that I would have 4 books under my belt. I never thought in my career that I would have the opportunity to make thousands of dollars a day doing what I love, creating. I never thought somebody would offer me $50,000 to work a couple hours a day for 6 weeks. I never thought somebody would ask me to speak on the other side of the world to share ideas, the experiences, to be able to meet presidents. Yes, I've met presidents and I've met movie stars and famous sports stars. I have experiences that had nothing to do with money, but have made my life much richer. And that's what I want for you. So in this success guide, we start off with understanding what success means for us. And if you are underwater in some way, maybe financially, maybe you don't have a home that you feel is your own, maybe you don't have a career that you feel you're gaining any sort of respect, or a business that is not winning right now. If you understand that that is where you need to start, get to the point. The even point is the first step. Many years ago, somebody asked me, what is a successful business to you? And I said quite simply, it's a business that makes 1 penny more in profit than it spends. So if you have a business that makes $10,000 and your expenses are $9,500, I consider that a successful business. Now, how successful is it totally depends on where you live in the world and your needs. For some people, a $10,000 a year business will not work. You need a $100,000, $250,000 business. But I know people who have $1 million businesses and are unsuccessful because they're spending $1.2 million each year to run the business. That business is failing. So as you can see, it's not just about the money. It's about having a positive cash flow when it comes to business. And so when you are trying to set out your goals, and I recommend that you start off with 3 goals. Select 3 goals right now for your successful life and career. You can even break it out into different areas. Maybe you have spiritual goals. Maybe you have career goals and business and maybe personal goals. That's fine, but I say focus on 3 at a time. If you want to be successful, you need to be focused. And there's two things that you have to do as part of that process of earning that success down the road. You have to understand that if you want to be successful, you need to take action on those three goals. You need to be focused and taking action and understanding that you need to be persistent. You need to take time and understand that nothing is going to happen overnight. And if you think it is, hey, has it happened to people overnight? Of course it has. Of course it has. However, if you're going to take the attitude that the only way you can be successful is if it comes tomorrow, that your chances are even more greater that you'll never be successful because you'll give up too soon. And not only that, as I mentioned, all those experiences along the way, the people that I've met, the things I've got to do and experience were part of the success, although I hadn't gotten to the success goal, but it was the journey there that made it rewarding, making every single day an opportunity. So with that thought, we need to focus on three goals every day. We have three big goals that we're going after. And when we reach those goals, or we reach one of them, we switch them out. We add new goals. We always have a goal. You have to have goals after your goals. But on a daily basis, have three goals, three actions that you're going to take towards your goal. Three actions that will help you get one step closer to your goals. And those actions quite often lead to experiences in relationships and opportunities that you never thought were even possible. It's very common for people to not know what they want to do as part of a successful career or business. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're not quite sure where to start. Well, the starting point is simply this: your core. Who are you? What are your abilities, talents, and skills? And if you're not sure what those are, maybe ask yourself, well, what are the things that people ask me to do regularly? Well, maybe they depend on you for certain talents and skills. Maybe that will give you a clue. But the next step is part of what we refer to as the combination code, combining something else with that core talent and skill to separate yourself from the competition. And ultimately, we're trying to do this one thing. Successful people understand this one thing. If they are going to be successful in business, they know they have to solve problems. What problems can you solve? You need to observe and watch people, watch industries, watch for opportunities, and look for the problems out there that need to be solved in which your talent, your core talent, will offer a solution. And when you combine technology or processes or design, there are a lot of different things you can combine with your core talent to help fix those problems. And when you find people with those problems, you can sell products and services. And that is how successful people do it. They look for the problems. They think of other people. They're not thinking about how can I get money from people. That's not the successful way of doing it. You have to observe and think about other people's problems. And when you start to do that, you'll start to see the patterns. You'll see the opportunities that are all around you right now in which you can make money and develop a career, an entrepreneurial career that will lead to great success. As we talk about often on this channel, you need to have a never give up attitude because you have to take action and you must be persistent. Not every idea you have will work, and that is okay. We learn how to adjust along the way. See, the idea of a never give up attitude is the idea that you can keep moving forward and make adjustments along the way. So maybe your original thought or plan is not exactly what it ends up being, but you still earn and gain success because you made the adjustments along the way that led you to the success that was available to you. Remember, a successful business is a business that has more money coming in than going out. Over time, I've expanded on the combination code, combining different ideas, concepts, and technologies to your core to separate you from the competition. I've also developed a code. Now, there are 10 parts, but there are 4 to our main core code, and that is 7531. And that 7531 represents 7 sources of income, 5 people, 3 processes, and 1 channel. 1 channel to build on, such as YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, wherever you want to build out your voice in your community. Number 3 are processes, and processes are an important part of developing and growing your business. See, a lot of times when we want to do something in life, we're not successful because we never start. We think everything has to be in line. Believe me, if you really are going to be successful, you are going to fail. You're going to have failures along the way. If you don't have any failures, you're not succeeding either. And the processes help you improve what you're doing. You need to go through the entire process of coming up with the idea all the way to selling it, and coming up with the process of finding new customers or following up with customers. Each one of these things is a process. The process of maybe having something made is a process. And each time you go through that process, you gain a lot of knowledge that you can apply again. Many times people have no idea what they want to do ultimately, but they come up with a little idea and maybe have it made. Go through the process of having a little trinket made, for example. Now they've gone through the process, and then they learn a few things along the way that give them better ideas, gives you better ideas. But if you're waiting, you're not going to be successful. You have to take those steps and go through those processes and improve the processes, improve sales processes. So when I say 3 processes, that means focus on, just like 3 goals, focus on 3 processes that you can continuously improve upon. And once you have improved upon one of the processes in which you think is satisfactory, find a different process to focus in on to continue to improve. It will make a major difference in your business. And it also helps you continue to grow, because technology is always changing. And if you are out there always looking for a better way, quite often you'll find new opportunities because you haven't sat back and found your good. One of the ways to fail in life is to find something that works and then hold on to it dearly, thinking it's going to be the same way forever. It's not. There's always change. And change does not stop. And so you have to continue to educate yourself and use these processes and improve processes and just embrace new technology and opportunities along the way. So maybe 5 or 10 years from now, your life, your business, your career may look totally different than it does today, rather than trying to hold on to the good you found today and thinking it's going to be the same forever. And that is the same for a career. Maybe you're hired by a company or want to be hired by a company. The same thing goes about finding the problems. How can you fix and be an asset to that business? Not, hey, can you give me a job? Not, hey, can you give me money and I'll just do whatever you want. No, you go and you show them what it is and how you can help them and benefit them as a company. And then once you're hired, of course, you continuously educate yourself and become more of an asset and grow with the company and maybe even lead and help to focus the company with new ideas and help the company even come up with better ways to present their products or services, or introduce new types of products and services that would be perfect for this type of a company that you're working with. There's so many ways to approach this. It's just really valuable to understand these core concepts, because these are the core concepts that make people successful. Next is number 5, and that is 5 people to support you. Successful people have a core group or team or network of people. Successful people understand that it takes people to be successful. One of the best ways to grow a new company or a new venture or get the word out is to actually engage with other people or businesses that already have the clients that you want. So if you have a new product, look for people or even businesses that you can network with and maybe also support their clients with your product. It's much better in the beginning to do that than versus knocking on doors one-on-one. People can support you. Have 5. Remember, the combination code is 7531. The 5 is 5 people. Look at focusing on 5 people with different skills that can support you. Maybe somebody has financial information. Maybe somebody's really good at sales or marketing. There are a number of different skills that you can look at your business and say, I need additional support in these areas. Now, they're not necessarily employees. These are people who you can respect and that respect you, and that you can also be part of their group and support them in the growth of their company. In other words, you have people who are working together that have maybe different goals in life and different ideas of success, but they each have talents that can support each other along the way. It's very powerful. Remember, if you want to be successful, you must have people in your life that can support you. But quite often, to get that support, you must give of yourself first. The 7 is probably the most exciting part because that is 7 sources of income. Now, you may have one core source of income. Maybe it's your business, and maybe you have a few sources within that business. But having 7 sources of income can help you get through the ups and downs of the economies and life. So consider looking at different ways you can invest your money. Maybe it's in real estate. Maybe it's in the stock market. Maybe it's developing new businesses altogether. There are a number of ways in which you can find multiple sources of income. This doesn't mean you start with 7 in the beginning because honestly, it's hard enough to get one business going. So you want to focus on one endeavor, one part of your career, whether you're working for other companies or consulting or starting your own entrepreneurial business or partnerships. Focus on that first, let that develop, and then over time start to look for other opportunities so you have more than one source of income. This is a very important, successful move. This is what successful people do. They protect themselves from future situations, future economies, and really the unexpected. There have been seasons in my life where I've been really focused in on my career, and there are times, especially when you're younger, I think it's okay, but you have to learn how to balance your life. Yes, you want to be really focused and work hard, especially early on, but you still need to hang out with your friends and develop family life because at the end of the day, money is only going to do so much for you. Money will maybe bring people on that are rather superficial or not really friends. They just like you because of your money. You don't want that. You want real friends, real relationships, people around you. And that takes work too. You have to think about your spiritual life and what is important to you, what activities you like to do. It can't be all about work. Believe me, I think it has been well said a number of times, your last days on earth will not be in the glow of how much work you did. It'll be about the experiences. It'll be about the people. It'll be about the people who loved you and you loved. Those are the things you're going to wish you had more of. So you must recognize that early on to have a successful, well-rounded life. Because honestly, if you're not looking at each day, along with those goals each day, as part of a well-rounded life, doing things each day that you're going to appreciate down the road and look back on fondly, again, having things and having money, unless you don't have a roof over your head, unless you don't have food, I understand that is first priority. You have to take care of yourself and your family. But once you get past that point and you have a little bit extra, you also need to think about a well-balanced, wonderful, memorable life. A life that you gave to the world. And the world is actually missing you because you gave so much. Because taking so much will not lead to people wanting to remember. A successful person is always experimenting and trying new things. They let go of the things that are not working. Successful people recognize that certain things are not working and they need to let go. They learn how to say no. They learn how to say yes to the things that will benefit them and the people around them. And they look to experiment and try different things and test new ideas all the time. Successful people are always moving forward. But although they're moving forward, they still appreciate today. Today is the most important day because the past is the past and the future is not here yet. You need to make today the best, most well-balanced, enjoyable day you possibly can. Because if you make today a really good day in which you move towards your goals for your career, and you've taken time to spend with your family and friends and maybe worked on a hobby. In other words, you did a little bit of everything every single day or every few days. You continuously are doing the things that you know will move you forward and that you enjoy. You'll look back at each day as a positive experience. And over time, you'll just kind of collect all of these days that were really good. You may not have had $1 million in your bank account, but you had great days, and they were successful days. So successful people understand they need successful days, and the winners are the ones that have most successful days that they possibly can. Now, not every day will be a successful day, and not every moment will be a successful moment. But the idea is to collect as many of those successful days under your belt as possible. And let go of those things that just don't work out. Don't engage in them again. Each day just leads to another one because over time, before you know it, it'll be a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. And if you can look back successfully, no matter what you have in terms of things, no matter how much money you have, you'll still be able to look back at a successful life because of all these successful experiences and days that you have had. Successful people understand the combination code. The combination code encompasses all of these things in the never give up life. You don't have to give up. You just make adjustments along the way. Again, keeping what works, letting go of what does not work, knowing that you're not going to spend more money than you have. You're always going to have a positive cash flow, and when you have extra money, you're going to invest part of that in new opportunities so you can build those 7 sources of income. And then you can use some of that money for play, for experiences in life. You're always moving forward. You understand the combination code. You understand those 7 sources of income. You understand that you have to have 5 trustworthy people to support you along the way. You're always looking at those 3 processes in your business or even your life that you have to improve. And of course, I didn't talk much about this, but this is really important, and that is your channel. Where is your voice? Where are you developing yourself as an expert? Which social media platform? Is it Instagram? Is it YouTube? Is it Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn? You can be an expert on any one of those, but start with one. And you can build out the other ones later. But it's important to have that voice because the more people, you can't depend on media, general media to get the word out for you. You have to build your own community. And that's where that one channel is really important. So think about how you're going to do that. Think about what it is and be very specific. Develop yourself as an expert on a specific thing on that social media platform and develop the community that will attract the types of people that very well may be able to partner with you or purchase your product or service. People sometimes make mistakes with goals. They think that goals are set in stone and that once you set a goal, there's nothing else you can do but go for that goal. Goals are a guidepost to moving forward in your life. If you don't have goals, you have nothing to aim at. But it's okay to change those goals. Even your goals, your daily goals, you can change them. Maybe you start off your day with 3 goals, but then you realize by noon there are 2 other goals you probably should accomplish so you can move forward in the direction you want to go. Sometimes our goals get old. They're not the goals that we really care about anymore. Maybe they were goals that you had when you were a younger person. And when that happens, it's important to recognize that and let those goals go. You need to make sure that you have goals beyond your goals. We have often heard of an Olympic athlete who had great ambitions to be, the best in the world. But the thing is, they got there, but they had no goal after their goal. And we hear about them just crashing and burning and having no career afterward. They made it to that top goal and they had nothing else afterwards. It's happened many times. Many people reach their big goal and then fail afterwards because they don't have a goal beyond their goal. That's why we have the 3 goals, not just the 1 goal. And don't set yourself up for failure by having goals that maybe only one person can achieve or very few people achieve. Like being a billionaire. You're not successful until you're a billionaire. Well, honestly, most people will not be a billionaire, but you can certainly have a lot of money to make yourself extremely comfortable and to do many of the things that you want to do and experience in life. So make sure that you have a reasonable expectation of what you want to go after. It doesn't mean you can't. It doesn't mean you quit. It doesn't mean you stop. It doesn't mean you have to stop. It doesn't mean you can't aim high. This doesn't mean you can't aim high in the process of building your career and business. You can have big goals, but make sure you have a plan. Maybe backwards engineer. This is something that a lot of successful people do. If you want $10 million, well, then backwards engineer what it would take to make $10 million. And then maybe you'll work through that and say, you know what? With what I'm doing, the career path I'm taking, 5 million or 3 million may be more achievable. But that's okay. You're still going to have a lot of success in your life. But maybe you backwards engineer it and you realize, wow, we can go to 50 million. But the point is, you need to have a path. You can't go blindly. You need to know what it takes and the amount of work you need to do, the things you need to succeed at and accomplish, maybe the people you need to meet, and maybe the skills that you need to accomplish your big goals. Some goals may never be achievable. You may never win the World Series in baseball. It just may be too late in life to do that, or maybe you don't have the skills. But that doesn't mean you can't participate in some way at a high level. We all have opportunities. And again, I think it really does come down to this really core, very important part of success in life, is that you need people to get you there. And to get people to want to support you, you need to support people. Well, that's the foundation of the Success Guide. I hope you found something valuable. Let me know what you found most valuable in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe. If you've gotten this far, you have to subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you would like more information about success, check out the next video.